So here we go, continuing our adventure. Saturday, June 22nd, notebook conversation between Nora and Elodie. We weren't allowed to talk in the library, so we wrote back and forth. I labeled everything with N or E so you know who wrote what. N. I'm not talking because we'll get yelled at if we're not quiet, but I'm glad you found me. E. I had to wait until Mr. Simmons got on the phone again to crawl over. N. I can't believe this. E. They were in there when we ran through the woods. They probably saw us. N. I know. I was thinking that too, but it's making me more scared. Can we talk about something else? E. Yeah, the race was cool except for the whole thing at the end, wasn't it? N. So great. Josh kept trying to pass me, but I'd speed up and he was getting so mad. E. I could tell. I thought his face was going to explode. N. That would have been fun. E. Also kind of gross. N. Ha. Did you get to see your brother today? E. Yeah, but only for 15 minutes. It was good though. N. Is he doing okay? It must be weird in there with everything going on. E. He's okay, I guess. The lockdown was pretty awful. The inmates weren't allowed to leave their cells at all. It was a whole week before they were even allowed out to take a shower. It's like they all got punished for what those two guys did. But that's all Troy said about the escape. He doesn't like to talk about what happens inside, mostly now. Mama just asks what he wants us to send him. And like what? E. Food, mixed nuts and snack stuff like that. He always wants Starburst. But when we were little, we used to trade colors, so he got all the reds and I got all the oranges. And that makes me think of the photo I saw at your house. He looked really nice in that picture. E. He is. He was anyway. It's hard to know who he is now. That picture's from right when he started hanging out with these guys, Will and JP. And it's hard to see him in that picture and imagine him doing something to get into prison. E. Troy was small. People used to mess with him on the way to school until he got to be friends with those two. They looked out for him. Only then they started making him do stupid stuff at first, like stealing beef jerky from the bodega or whatever. But then it got bigger and worse, and they said if he didn't do what they wanted, they'd hurt him. And that's awful. God, I'm sorry, Elodie. E. Yeah, they say they'd hurt us too, Mama and me, so he did stuff. N. When will he get out? E. 13 more years. N. Wow, we'll be 25 then. E. Finish college with college and everything. N. You thought about what you want to go to school for? E. Maybe law, maybe something science. I'm not sure yet, but I've been thinking about stuff lately. I have some plans. Saturday, June 22nd, text messages between Nora, Sean, and Mom. Mom, I'm here. Are you allowed to leave? Sean, they're starting to let people sign out now. Nora, finally, did they catch the inmates? Sean, nope. Heard they cleared the woods but didn't find them. Nora, oh. Mom, I'm picking up Lizzie and Elodie too. Are they with you? Sean, I've got Lizzie. Nora, Elodie's with me in the library. Wait, there, and I'll come get you after I sign out from the gym, okay? Nora, okay. Sean, also, Owen's been drawing for like an hour or so thanks for the suggestion. Nora, glad he's okay. Sean, see you in a few. Saturday, June 22nd, Owen and Noah's master plan of the day. So, here we go. There we go. Owen and Noah's super smart, good guy plan for catching the bad guys outside the school. The problem, part one. Bad guys are hiding in the woods outside. That's the top picture. And then this is the bottom picture. The problem, part two. We are locked inside. Well, yeah. I can see that could be a problem. The solution. Here we go. Step 1. Everyone gets the balls and weights and other heavy things in a big pile. Step 2. Cut the cargo net down from the gym ceiling. Step 3. Open gym window above bleachers and push cargo net out window and hold onto ends of net really tight so it doesn't just fall out the window. Step 4, fill cargo net with balls and very heavy things. Keep holding on the ends really tight. Bring more people to help if needed. Step 5, wait until dark. Step 6, watch for inmates to come out of the woods and go past the school. They will do this because they will want to steal a car from the parking lot, and they will have to walk by the gym windows to get there. Step 7, when inmates are underneath the gym window, let go of ends of net. Victory. The end. Saturday, June 22nd. CNN report, 6 p.m. Good evening. The search is back on tonight in the mountain town where 2 inmates escaped from a maximum security prison 2 weeks ago. Earlier this week, a reported sighting downstate sent search teams south, where police believed at one point they had the inmates surrounded. But that lead turned out to be a dead end. While the hunt continued, police began to wonder if they were searching in the wrong place. The answer came today with a new hunting camp break-in not far from the prison, and then a sighting of inmates within yards of a local carnival packed with school children. Police say everyone got to safety. School grounds were evacuated and cleared, but there are no solid answers tonight. Police made a complete sweep of the woods where the inmates were spotted, but despite the soft ground and mud, there were no tracks or signs that anyone had been off the main trail. Investigators say they went over the area several times and found nothing but hoof prints from a cow that must have broken out from its fence and from a nearby farm. Despite that, sources tell CNN they believe the inmates are still nearby. Police are in the woods at this hour, convinced this will be the lead that finally brings the 15-day manhunt to an end. Saturday, June 22nd. Letter from Nora Tucker. Dear future Wolf Creek residents, this might sound dumb, but I think Lizzie and Elodie and I figured something out tonight. I really, really hope so. We were sitting around my room wishing we could do something to help because the police are still out searching again. But it's starting to look like those inmates got away. Again. Lizzie and I told Elodie about the research we put together so the police could learn about past escapes. We showed her our information and Lizzie's Venn diagram. Elodie laughed at how nerdy we are. She told us that her family's like that too, especially Troy. He used to be anyway. She told us about a report he did in the 8th grade about prohibition, the time in America when alcohol was illegal. I guess Troy was really into it. He made a big poster and everything. I was only half listening because Lizzie and I started adding more stuff to her charts based on everything that happened since she made them. We got in an argument over whether today's sightings was a false alarm or not. Lizzie thought Walker and Cole were lying about seeing the inmates, but Elodie said they looked too scared. I think she's right. Those guys just aren't that good at acting. But then Lizzie said that's impossible because there were no tracks. It was super muddy all through the woods today, and there were no tracks anywhere from the trail except for the hoof prints from a cow. That's when Elodie got all excited and started talking about her brother's prohibition report again. I couldn't figure out what she meant until she asked to use our computer and pulled up an old newspaper article archived online that explains everything. At least it might. You'll see what I'm talking about when you read it. So Lizzie and Elodie and I wrote a letter, and now they've gone home, and I'm trying to sleep, but I can't because I'm waiting to see what happens. Your friend from the past, Nora Tucker. So, okay, here is the newspaper article and a picture of a shoe and lots of post-it notes. Saturday, June 22nd, from the Evening Independent, May 27th, 1922. This isn't from a printed copy of the 1922 newspaper. We found it in an online archive and copied the article on June 22nd. Ms. Morin says it's fine to do this as long as you have the original source link. So here's the link. Okay, I'm not reading you that link, but there's the link to the article. Here's the article. The Evening Independent, Tampa, May 27, 1922. Shiners wear cow shoes. Prohi director Allen has latest trick device of still tenders. Tampa, May 27th. A new method of evading prohibition agents was revealed here today by A.L. Allen, State Prohibition Enforcement Director, who displayed what he called a cow shoe as the latest thing from the hunts of moonshiners. The cow shoe is a strip of metal which is tacked a strip of metal to which is tacked a wooden block carved to resemble the hoof of a cow, which may be strapped to the human foot. A man shot with a pair of them would leave a trail resembling that of a cow. The shoe found was picked up near Port Tampa, where a still was located some time ago. It will be sent to the Prohibition Department at Washington. Officers believe the inventor got his idea from a Sherlock Holmes story in which a villain shot his horse with shoes, the imprint of which resembled those of a cow's hoof. Saturday, June 22nd, picture of cow shoe that we found at the Library of Congress, and then they included the link. So, there you go. Saturday, June 22nd, letter to the police from Nora, Lizzie, and Elodie. Dear police, we know you're busy tonight checking the latest inmate sighting, but we have something for you to consider. It might be nothing, but you guys always say you want to leave no stone unturned. We've printed an article that we think might explain why you didn't find any inmate tracks after those guys were seen in the woods. We think the inmates might be wearing cow shoes. If you read the attached article, you'll see that this is actually a thing. During Prohibition, when alcohol was illegal in our country, smugglers used to wear these shoes so officers wouldn't follow their tracks to the stills, where they made moonshine, which is illegal alcohol. The Prohibition officers would be running around the woods looking for human smuggler tracks, but probably didn't worry about cow tracks. We're guessing you guys probably haven't considered that either. We don't know if the inmates have cow shoes or not, but it's worth checking out. Our inmates could have read the same article we read about Prohibition guys. Or maybe they read the Sherlock Holmes story and got the idea. Anyway, we think you should look into this. We hope you find those guys and get to go home soon. Sincerely, Nora Tucker, Lizzie Bruno, and Elodie Jones.